Welcome to Will's World, your will overall, powered by Third Gen Physical Therapy and Sports Science Institute.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're listening. Thanks for listening. And we're back with another one. Today's episode, we're going to discuss a concept or a thought that's starting to become more prevalent in the youth or in our younger adults when they're trying to figure out what to do in their life or what's next. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, comment, leave questions in the comments. And if anything you want us to answer or address, we will address. Let's get going. Today's episode is titled Being in a Rush to Go Nowhere. If you heard that before, great. If you haven't, welcome to the actual world of being in a rush to go nowhere. There's a few pillars that we're going to attack today and cover in this particular pod, and they go a little bit like this. The first one is, why do we feel as if we have to be successful now? The second one is, money is not the true measure of success. 3, don't be in a hurry to go get nowhere. Don't be in a hurry to get nowhere. Now, that first piece, why do we feel as if we have to be successful now? That's an easy answer. It's because of what's in front of us, the things that we get presented with all the time, or the constant battle to prove that we have made it. So there's a certain level of validation or success or vanity that we try to obtain or attain that gives us some ranking in society. And because of what we see, we have a lot of Instagrammable moments. We see a lot of highlights from a lot of people, but nobody ever sees the people when they're down or what it requires to be able to get to the point they got to. So we praise the end. We don't really get into the journey of how to get to where they got to. Because honestly, it doesn't look great. What if somebody told you that you had to sleep a few days in your car because you didn't have anywhere to stay or whatever you had set up to stay at wasn't set up, and you didn't have any money to get a hotel. What if somebody told you had to eat, ramen noodles or ramen, I'm sorry, for a while, and that's what you ate, like, for a month or so, because I don't think you could afford. What if somebody told you, hey man, you got to be up all night. When you get a chance to go to sleep, it's only a handful of hours of rest you're getting. You're just trying to balance that with the balance of your social life, in addition to, making sure that you're able to cover your lifestyle in order to just have some level of progression to get to your goal. And the reason that we don't ever hear those stories because they're not glamorous. It doesn't look like the AP watch, It doesn't look like um, the iced out chain or the foreign whip, with the lady and the passenger. It looks real boring. It looks like it's not real because what's real to us in society now has been totally skewed. Like, we'll get presented with a lot of different things, right? Somebody will show us something or say something or make a statement about something, and we'll take that one statement and say, "Hey, man, this is what it is now." Like, if you're not making six figures at this particular point in life, you're not getting to a bag. Did anybody tell you what the taxes is on six figures when you're actually trying to become somebody of note? When you're single, you don't have a family, they tax the hell out of you for those six figures. So you bringing home about 60, man, if that. And so what, that's 5 bands a month, depending on your lifestyle, man. That's either not enough or too much, or or maybe it's a situation where you just create new bills because you have excess money. So, like, and sometimes it's just a different type of broke. So the reason we feel those ways about, being successful now is because we see everybody around us living. When truth be told, man, a lot of times those people that you're seeing, they're asking for help. You just don't know it. So your measure of your success can't be the measure of what you see. It has to be a measure of what you're doing, like your success. Because, like, if you come from a situation where no one in your family owns their own homes, or you come from a shared household, or you're from a situation where you never had a house, you always had an apartment, just getting a house of your own is success. Like that's a start. Let's say you never had a car, man. You only did public transportation because you had to, not because of the city you lived in, but because you just had to. Let's say if your family never owned any land, and you decide to go acquire land. Let's say that you never had your own, set of clothes that you bought that were new. They're always given to you. Like if you were to take those as starting markers and realize that if I'm able to obtain this thing or attain that, then I have some level of success. But truth be told, man, a lot of people, want to be, seen, validated publicly. That's why money is not the measure of true success. Because more money, more problems, right? Is really more money, different types of broke. Seriously. Like you can have the money to pay for extravagant kind of things, but that you have the money to pay for them, so they're a bill. So your actual lifestyle and the amount of money you make, you're basically still living check from check. So just as if somebody who did not have that lifestyle, who had money to pay for certain bills that it created, still living check for check, have a lower income than you have, yearly, you still have the same type of issue, just a different type of broke. So now we have to get to the conversation of how do we measure it? It's pretty much what I said before. Use a marker, something that is actually, um, legit. Like if I can acquire land and be able to hold on to that land, although it's not liquid, as it starts to appreciate and I keep it within my family, we get to a point where I can create some level of wealth for my family. So even if I'm not here, somebody can still benefit from it. So that successful decision you made benefited others, within your family or within your structure or within your circle to have success in the future. So it's a building block, right? So if we continue to always use money as the measure, then we're going to be in a situation where you don't have any true success. You just have money to buy things with that look cool. Like hell, the president has stopped creating the penny. All right, that's not going to exist. So the money that we actually are going after, they're getting rid of it slowly but surely. Like there's certain things as net worth. Like net worth is not really liquid, it's what's your actual worth in relation to what you do based on somebody else's assessment of what you're doing. I know complicated. That's about as simple as I can make it, but that leads into the next conversation or the next pillar, which is don't be in a hurry to get nowhere. Um, take it from a experience where you will get to the top of the mountain and you'll sit up there and you look around and realize like, wow, just a mountain with a great view. Eventually, either I have to climb another mountain or I have to go down a mountain or I have to stay right here on top of this mountain here. And there's not really anything there. It's the actual journey that you took to get to that point that is the valuable piece. How many steps I had to take, how much I had to do, what I learned, what experience I gained, how can I impart this actual wisdom on others who are having this same journey? How can I actually not be resentful or have resentment about certain aspects of my journey to people who did not participate or help or actually made my journey longer? And then the mileage I actually obtained on the journey, was that necessary in order to be able to help at some particular point in time, whether help me to be able to go through something and be able to get to the other side of it or help someone else. So we're in a hurry to go nowhere. You know, don't be in a hurry. The destination is never what you think it is. Like as far as like, oh, I got here, I'm good. No, it's never that. There's some level of success or say, or how can I say this? Success or some level of gain that puts your brain in a cycle of I've obtained enough and I'm happy here. So what you should really be focusing on, how do I make sure that I'm not in a rush to become successful and that what I obtain or attain throughout my journey is the measure I use to determine my own validation of what I've accomplished. Because at the end of the day, I'm just rushing to get to the end of the task when truth be told is what I learn along the process that really adds to further success for not just me, but people that behind me or people who are with me on that journey. I hope today's episode, man, reached people, reached you, helped you. If it did, great. If it didn't, maybe you know somebody it could help. Maybe you can pass it along to them. And if you have, any people in your life, man, who feel like they need to get somewhere fast, man, just tell them there's no reason to be in a rush to get nowhere. Figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, plot it, chart it out, put your head down, seek a level of solace, where you can actually focus, and be able to really, really obtain or attain what you're trying to accomplish. With that being said, hope you have a blessed one. I'll catch you in the next one.